2 weeks ago, I made a video about Tesla and saying that it's maybe a coiled spring ready to go to the 200s after the vote, right? And sure enough, that is exactly what happened. And I will link that video at the end of this video for you guys to check out. But yeah, I was making that video basically right down here when price was in the 170, maybe 173 or so, where I said it was going in between the 50-week and the 100-week moving average and just basically building a new base for a continuation higher and higher. And sure enough, once it broke through that 100-day moving average, this is the daily chart by the way, it came up and back tested it, and then it exploded higher. And now what we saw today is a close finally back above the 200-day moving average, which we haven't seen since back here in January of 2024, right? So, is it going to continue higher now? Well, let's put on some more confluences here. We'll put on the Ichimoku and the 821 EMA. And we can see that it's 100% bullish now on the daily chart for the Ichimoku. The cloud's green. It's above all the indicators. It's above the 8 and the 21. And it's above all the moving averages now. So on the daily chart, everything is still, everything now is 100% bullish, right? Which is really good. But let's go to the weekly chart to see if things can continue higher and higher. So this is the weekly chart, and the confluence of events that we see now is the candles are starting to close above the baseline now, right? This is a good development that the weekly candles are starting to close above the Ichimoku baseline and the conversion line down there. Let me just take off my magnet real quick. So it's basically above 2 out of the 4 indicators on the Ichimoku, right? So essentially what we're really seeing next is the resistance of the bottom of the cloud right here, and combined with the 100-week and the 50-week moving average. You can see the 50-week moving average is at 210.96. The 100-week moving average is at 210.06. And things are looking kind of stuck right now, right? And not only that, once we get above that, there's even more resistance of the 200-week up here around 230, and then the top of the cloud in this area as well, which is before that around 226 or so. But let's zoom out a little bit right here. We'll take off these indicators. So when we just look at the chart, let's just draw a line directly across to see where some resistance might be. And we'll put one maybe like right here, right where current price ended, right? We can see that this is a big resistance level right here, right? You can see right here, price, it was support, almost hit it there, it was support, it was resistance here, it was support, and now it's resistance here. So this 210 level is actually quite important when you just look at the levels on the chart without any indicators, right? So this is another confluence combined with those moving averages right here, that it's lining up almost exactly right as a resistance level with that level, right? So is it going to break out higher this week? Only time will tell, but for me, it's looking like a lot of people are going to be taking profits in this 210 zone. Could be a little bit higher or a little bit lower. But the important thing is to see how this weekly candle closes. But if it can close above, is it going to break out still even further? There's still some other resistance, like I mentioned before, with the Ichimoku and that 200 SMA up here. So essentially, what I would really like to see is a weekly candle close above this 230 level. For things to really start going and testing these lower highs all the way up until we get back to the 300s, the 400s, and beyond. So we're not out of the woods yet. We are at a massive resistance level now. So we'll see how this week closes. But right now it looks like this could be solid resistance to hold the stock down for the rest of the week. So let's take a look to see how the weekly candle closes, and I'll catch up with you guys at the weekly recap on Friday.